have always felt that there are people who are either Bouba or Kiki. And my type of man, the men that I'm attracted to, are all Bouba.
Kiki or Bouba. Is anybody familiar with the concept of Kiki or Bouba?
I changed your mind. Are you still Bouba?
I've always been Kiki.
Always.
I'm literally a hard life.
You either look like a frog or a rat. Nicole Kidman.
Mouse. I'm reading rats.
Rat. 100% rat.
This one's actually hard for me.
Gorgeous rat.
Why don't you explain what that is to this so they can understand?
Yeah,
Just explain what that is.
Explain what you think that is.
Hi and welcome to my video. On this channel, I delve into niche internet things, so subscribe if that's your thing. Today, I'm going to be talking about a trend that I've noticed floating around the internet lately, and that is the trend of classifying people into the binary. This includes assessing whether someone is a rat or a frog, a booba or a kiki, and using Lalala and okay as a means of introspection and self-assessment. It sounds ridiculous, I know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, in this video, I'm going to be delving into these 3 trends, describing what they are, how they're connected, and why it's just kind of interesting, I guess. I think it's important to start off on the note that humans classify everything. It's a survival instinct. We are all at the mercy of the pattern recognition units in the neocortex of our brains. It's only natural that we want to classify each other too. Classifications are both inevitable and serve a purpose. The most basic classification, of course, is us, which is my group, versus them, everybody else. These classifications were an important way to cultivate a sense of safety when we lived in small hunter-gatherer tribes. But now we have national security and the risk of being cancelled online, and so we channel this primitive desire onto TikTok, where we can join a discussion about whether we think Rihanna is more of a rat or a frog, or whether Taylor Swift is really a Kiki.
One can only wonder what wisdom he would share if he were able to speak.
I think David Beckham is a bit of a rat, to be honest with you. No, he's proper frog. He is a proper frog.
The first binary classification trend that I'm going to be talking about is the Bouba and Kiki trend. The Bouba Kiki trend was popularized online by TikToker Talia Lichtenstein, who used the Bouba Kiki effect as a means of describing her taste in men.
If you think you know what I'm getting into, you don't. People will say, oh, Talia, what's your type? And I try to explain, I'm like, I like dark facial hair, dark eyes. And they'll say, oh, so like this man. And I say, absolutely not. This is such a Kiki, okay? His features are hard.
But what is the Bouba Kiki effect? The Bouba Kiki effect is based on a psychological test that maps speech sounds with visual shapes. As part of this test, participants are shown a round blobby shape and a more angular shape. They are then asked what shape that they think is called Bouba and what shape that they think is called Kiki. In all cases, most people will label the rounder shape Bouba and the angular shape Kiki. The experiment showcases how the brain makes associations based on shapes and sounds, regardless of language or culture. The cool thing about the Bouba Kiki effect in particular is that it points to a universal language, which is fitting given its virality on a global platform like TikTok. There are a few theories on this. Some say it's to do with vowel length, but research has also shown that it may be a case of ideesthesia, which literally means sensing ideas, and is a phenomenon in which activations of concepts evoke perception-like experiences. Ideesthesia to me seems like a form of intuition. In Talia's video, she transfers this logic and uses it to decipher her attraction in men, stating that she prefers Bouba men to Kiki men. The criteria for someone being Bouba or Kiki usually comes down to the roundness of their face. And if that isn't a complete giveaway, I suppose you can start assessing the narrowness of their eyes or nose bridge. Because I have a longer, more narrow face, I'm definitely a Kiki. Attributing attraction to a binary aesthetic like Bouba or Kiki, rather than a very specific set of attributes like tall, dark, and handsome, is probably a more accurate way of testing what we find instinctively attractive versus what we've been socialized to find attractive. The Bouba Kiki effect has also been applied more broadly to objects and even scents. The idea is that Bouba is more round, blunt, and blobby, and Kiki is more sharp, stern, and zesty. The second similar trend that forces participants to think exclusively in the binary is the rat or frog trend.
There's 2 categories of people in the world, nothing in between. You're either a frog or a rat.
Frogs are more round, the rats are more pointy.
I don't want to call any of my friends rats.
So I'm a rat. I'm
rather handsome.
The trend of attempting to categorize people into one of 2 animals that aren't traditionally considered cute is often used during interviews, with answers on certain celebrities rarely changing.
Taylor Swift, rat. Ariana Grande, mouse.
Yep, so rat family, same.
Beyonce, frog.
Wow.
There we go.
But the rat-frog categories don't pertain exclusively to someone's physical appearance.
Yes, but I would say you've got more of a rat vibe and I've got more of a frog vibe.
Yeah.
What are you attracted to? Are you attracted to fellow frogs?
Everybody in the world is either a frog or a rat.
and I greatly enjoy discussing with my friends who is which. And I think you can tell the mark of a good person if they get into that game and they fully discuss it and they actually think about the answers. Fun, good energy, great vibes. And if they're like, what makes a frog? What makes a rat? I don't want to be a rat. Are you a rat? It doesn't mean anything. What does it mean? Just cut 'em out. Just cut 'em out. The bad vibes. Get rid.
The whole game being a filter mechanism not only on the subjects themselves, but also as a filter in testing someone's willingness to participate in something quite abstract is really interesting. This game explores how you can extrapolate ideas or ways of thinking from someone based on how they interpret a certain prompt. Tapping into the discrepancy between someone's instinctive perception and your own is a really powerful thing. The third and probably most juvenile of the three trends is the Lalala, okay trend. Similar to both the rat or frog game and the Bouba Kiki theory, this trend is also focused on categorizing people into the binary. Lalala versus okay became another notable vibe check on the TikTok app. This trend started because creators started using Tyler the Creator's song See You Again to label themselves, couples and celebrities as Lalala or okay in reference to the song's ad-libs. The distinction between Lalala and okay people was mainly made through the introvert-extrovert comparison, and in other cases, masculine-feminine comparisons. The interesting thing about this trend specifically is that the polarity between either category has been extrapolated into an aesthetic for people to adopt and consume. One Twitter user claimed that this trend is just another attempt at creating an endless series of boxes for women to fit into. Because individualism is bigger than ever, and we as women do not know how to exist in a world in which our style and presentation has not been typecast into a shopping list. Fashion is often seen as a marker of an individual's identity. So yes, when we create new labels for young people to identify with, they may seek to consolidate that identity through their clothing. Although, having discovered that I'm a Lalala Kiki rat, I don't feel compelled to make any major wardrobe changes soon. And I think that people indulging in consumerism off the back of doing a made-up internet quiz were probably seeking to validate their identity through the purchasing of material things anyways. One Twitter user said, let's just leave teenage girls alone. Most of these trends stem from niche communities within TikTok, then they get perpetuated, they go viral, and they get leaked onto Twitter, where they're taken out of context and TikTok is made to look stupid. And more specifically, teenage girls on TikTok are made to look stupid. Beyond these three trends has been the emergence of tons of other types of categorizations. One which I discovered through the planning of this video was the deer pretty versus fox pretty versus cat pretty. And oh my god, I am so glad that I was not a teenager during this era of TikTok and beauty filters. Something that I noticed across the binary vibe check trend videos is that many of them conclude on the note that you either get it or you don't. The logic behind why someone might be a rat or a frog or a booba or a kiki is not something that's supposed to be examined in too much detail. Shit! You either get it or you don't because it's supposed to be intuitive, which makes sense given that assessing someone's vibe or energy is typically an intuitive response. I think vibe check games like this are alluring because sometimes we don't have the language to describe someone's energy or to describe the commonalities between people's energies. These binary vibe check games provide kind of an abstract means of understanding people, and they can facilitate a social discussion beyond surface level narratives. Another appeal to these trends is that they don't leave any room for contradiction, indecision, or indifference. There is no grey area. You have to pick a side. In a highly complex world, I think concepts that oversimplify things provide a sense of comfort. And there's a really playful and childlike propensity to erase nuance and think about things only in black or white. This is not really new. Millennials had like Slytherin or Gryffindor, and the fascination with Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus is rooted in a similar kind of yearning. I do really like how these trends parallel Gen Z's acceptance of unconventional gender norms. It appears to me that Gen Z is more interested in capturing a person's essence than being overly concerned with the physical, which is kind of a very beautiful thing. These trends also tie in with Gen Z's affinity with Dadaism and absurdist humor. They are invested in irrationality and freedom. It feels like a way of inviting Dadaism into a social context. In the example of the Bouba Kiki attraction test, it's a means of abandoning conventional talking points around attraction and committing to the bit. But at the end of the day, these are pretty condensed concepts. We're talking about Bouba or Kiki here, They're literally made up words. The trends themselves are pretty lighthearted and not rooted in any kind of robust logic. I'm pretty sure anyone who doesn't get it is doing fine. These types of abstract social games may be exclusionary for neurodivergent people or people that are on the spectrum, which I think is important to acknowledge. One Twitter user wrote, "The okay girl versus Lalala girl trend is just Nietzsche's Apollinian and Dionysian rebranded for 2023. TikTok is rewriting Greek tragedy, and that's okay." Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was kind of a rogue topic, this one in particular, I feel. Do click subscribe if you'd like to see more, and please click like if you like the video. It does help this little channel to grow, and do leave a comment because I enjoy reading them.